All right, full disclosure here. I'm only telling this story because I believe that I am well beyond the statute of limitations, and you know, I just I don't know. I I just feel like I need to get this out there for the sake of posterity. So, well, well, no. So let me tell you about a young fella I once knew back in middle school. This boy, right? He gets sent down to the dean's office. The referral reads that the student assaulted the teacher with an orange. All he did was try to kick that sorry piece of fruit across a room, neat and clean, right into the trash. However, the thing skitters across the floor and it hits the teacher on the foot. It taps him on the shoe. So the whole system lights up over nothing because that's what systems do. They take a pebble and they call it an avalanche. Teacher's probably feeling powerful handing down that little justice to him. So a couple weeks roll by and the kid's mom is hollering at him to clean his room like it's the end of the world. So he's digging through the mess, and what does he find? An old bottle. His piss. One he'd been keeping for emergencies on account of being too lazy to walk down the hall to the bathroom. And then an idea comes to him, quiet, like a whisper in the dark. So the next day, class is droning on, and the kid and his buddy watch, and they wait. And when the teacher wasn't looking, the boy, he passes the bottle to his friend like a football, and his buddy, he just pours it in without hesitation right into that drink. It was it was cold and it was calculated. Then the cold feet hits the kid real sudden. You know, his head goes down, the desk, the gravity of the whole thing starts to settle in. A world of hurt waiting if someone rats him out or if the teacher turns and points. He's sitting there thinking about detention, suspension, daddy's belt, the whole ugly parade of consequences. And around him, the class is just holding its breath, you know, as the teacher, he goes back to his desk and he lifts a cup. And then he takes a sip. And then he knows. You could see a flicker across his face for half a second, that sour little moment of realization. He looks down into that cup like it might explain the whole universe to him, right? Then he does what cowards do best. He finishes it. He drinks every drop right there in front of God, in front of everyone. Not a word, not a gag, not even the satisfaction of a proper scene. He just swallows it down with the rest of his daily disappointments. Not a word, not a scene. The boy never got in trouble, not a single word came back to him. And that's the part that sticks with you. People will gasp, they'll clutch their pearls, they'll act like justice is coming at any second. Then they shut their mouths and look the other way. The teacher swallowed the evidence, the class swallowed the moment, and the world just kept turning like nothing ever happened. Most folks would rather choke down a little poison than admit they've got played, or that they watched it happen and did nothing. The whole system is built on that kind of quiet. And the boy, well, he learned something useful that day. Fear is loud right before the act. Afterward, silence does most of the work for you.